This is the first Cornerstone pedal I ever built. Look at it. The graphic is a decal, basically a sticker. The enclosure is rough. I would say it's kind of erratic, not polished at all. I remember that I was coloring it with spray colors. It's funny, but that was the beginning. I'm pretty happy of this because it always reminds me where and how I started. And it's also the entire reason why every pedal we make today is the way it is. Today we're gonna be talking about a brief story of how we got from here to here. I started building pedals because I was kind of frustrated, not with pedals as a category, but with the fact that I could never find one pedal that sounded exactly the way I heard it in my head. Maybe too compressed, or a clipping character that felt like a broken transistor radio, or just not touch sensitivity enough. I wanted a pedal that responded to my hands. So I started designing my own, especially after my aerospace engineering degree. I thought, is it that complicated to design my own pedals? Of course not. So I decided to design my own pedals and just see what I can come up with. But from the beginning, it was not just a circuit. I wanted to really care about how they look too. I am not a graphic designer. That came later with the team. But even then, I wanted something that just felt right in every possible way, not just from the sound perspective, but even from the aesthetic perspective. Probably just the Italian in me, I don't know, but I want everything to be just perfect. Now, I had no money for professional printing, so I started printing decals at home and stuck decals on the pedals. That was just pretty terrible, but it worked. The tone was there, and for me, that was just the whole point. As I built more pedals, one thing became clear. I couldn't just keep using decals. They peeled, they faded, basically they looked cheap. So we move on to screen printing. But also screen printing has some hard limits. You cannot do fine details, you can't do gradients, you're limited to few colors. So we compromised. But compromises have a way of bothering you more and more as time goes on. I wanted pedals that felt as good as they sounded, even on the outside actually. The circuit inside had no compromises, but the graphic, the thing that people see first, was still pretty limited by what a silk screen could do. That's when I discovered the UV printing. The Sparkle was the very first Cornerstone pedal to use it, and that was back in 2013. And at the time was a pretty new technology, but we decided to go that way. The resolution, the detail, fine, small, thin lines, small text, intricate work, all possible, all clean. Everything that screen printing could never achieve. I didn't choose UV printing because it was new. I chose it because it removed the last compromise, the aesthetic quality. Every other part of building pedals at Cornerstone was done at the highest standard that we could possibly do, but UV printing was the last step. Today it's actually everywhere, so UV printing is pretty much the industry standard. But back then, it felt like finding the missing piece. So we're talking about aesthetic. Choosing UV printing, that's not really just about UV printing itself. It's about something deeper. From the very beginning, I've been chasing the same thing, making a product that matches exactly what I have in my mind. The sound that I feel, the look, every part of it. When you start building, you recognize that you need to make compromises made by budget, time, equipment. But as you grow, you need to take a decision. You can just live with the compromises, or if you are like us, you are constantly obsessed with the desire of achieving the result that you have in your mind. For us, quality has never been about just one thing, like sound or tone. That of course is given for granted. But for us, quality, it's in every detail, every single detail. Aesthetic and sound, of course. Component choice, the enclosure, the graphic, now the faceplate, and now the custom knobs. That's our building philosophy. So the UV printing, which is always being something that we outsourced, is about to change, is about to coming in our house. That's the next step. Right now we work with a partner, we work with suppliers, but In the new Cornerstone House, we'll have a dedicated printing space. So we are finally bringing it under our roof. It means full control over the process. It means that we can experiment, trying new things, push the graphics side the way we've always pushed the circuits. And it also opens something new, offering this service to other builders who care about their printing product the same way we do. If you're committed to removing compromises, you have to go all the way. Okay, so thank you for just following us in this little brief part of our story, and subscribe to the channel and subscribe to our newsletter if you want to follow us through the journey which is ahead. Thank you very much again, and see you soon. Ciao.